So one of the solutions Democrats are proposing is, in fact, a handout to their own base. Ignorant, well-educated voters in the cities, canceling student loan debt. Joe Biden has suspended student loan payments several times. The effect of this, of course, is the effect of every one of their policies. It's all the same. A transfer of money from the poor to the rich. Only 35% of kids from low-income families go to college compared to more than 90% of the richest families. So why are Democrats pushing this? Well, you know why. The Daily Caller's just found out that Democrats in Congress have a lot of student loan debt themselves. According to federal filings, Sandy Cortez owes up to 50 grand. So does Ilhan Omar. Rashida Tlaib of Michigan owes up to 100,000. Nikema Williams of Georgia up to $250,000. Grace Meng of Queens also $250,000. In all, the Daily Caller reported, quote, over a dozen Democratic members of Congress who've supported student loan cancellation reported up to roughly $1.5 million combined in their own or a family member's educational debt. Great story. Gabe Kaminsky wrote it. He joins us tonight. Gabe, thanks so much for coming on. So if you're pushing a policy from which you benefit directly, financially, shouldn't you at least acknowledge that or accuse yourself?
Yeah, it's a great thing to bring up, Tucker. I mean, look, as you said, there's more than a dozen Democratic members of Congress, according to a Daily Caller News Foundation review of financial disclosures, who not only owe up to $1.5 million in student loan debt or have reported that amount through themselves or a spouse or a child, but have supported federal student loan cancellation. So, regardless, it's absolutely something that the American people should be aware of. And I think that, whether or not they support this policy because of their own student loans, look, it's inherently sort of arguably a conflict of interest, and it's something that people should know about.
So the winners in the college scam are the colleges themselves, many of which have billion-dollar untaxable endowments. Is there any conversation in the Congress to make them pony up? Why should taxpayers be on the hook for, what Williams and Princeton and Wesleyan away with?
Yeah, I mean, so members of Congress, obviously, many of them do come from very privileged backgrounds. And I think the very reasonable question is, how do they stand to benefit from this? I mean, right. As you pointed out, most Americans do not go to college. And as you pointed out, why should they necessarily foot the bill for, elites sitting up in Capitol Hill?
Right. It's like, oh, I majored in gender studies, but I'm working at Starbucks. Sorry, you have to pay for it. Yeah, no thanks. Gabe Kaminsky, Daily Caller, great to see you. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.